it's a situation that is also stuck in the corner for everyone. Like, I mean, for both of them. Like, uh, who is obligated to have a fight that he won, a champ or an interim champ? Right? Who, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think if you win the interim title, the expectation is that a title unification fight should follow.
That's expectation. I totally agree with you. But again, like if interim champ and champ, who is in the position to pick? Because like the only reason why we get here is because the organization makes everything happen. They organize everything. But now I don't think the blame should be on either Jon or Aspinall.
I think that's a very fair point.
Everybody is claiming what's right. But the only thing is that nobody really want to point the organization, right?
Yes. And because the organization, they pulled Stipe Miocic, they could have booked.
Yeah, if I'm Jon, I want to do like the fight. Basically, my fight in November last year being canceled against Stipe or something. And then maybe that's my retirement fight. Maybe this is my last fight. Then I don't really want somebody to like force me or tell me which one to fight. I think at this point, he has a little bit of a leverage in that one. So, I mean, I'm not saying none of them are right. The situation is just a little complicated.
And it ultimately comes down to the matchmakers.
Former champion Francis Ngannou has now publicly blamed the UFC for the entire logjam. In a recent interview, Ngannou explained that he sees both fighters as being stuck in a difficult position. This complex situation, as Ngannou sees it, ultimately falls on the matchmakers. This fight should have already been made, but politics and delays have kept the heavyweight division stagnant, while two of its best fighters remain on a collision course that never seems to arrive. Dana White himself has acknowledged that the fight belongs to Aspinall, but he also admitted you can't force a star like Jon Jones to compete if he's unwilling.
It's Aspinall's fight. I mean, we've been talking to this kid forever about it, and it's his fight. Listen, you can't make people fight. If Jon doesn't want to fight, you can't make him fight. We can try to make him fight. We can throw things at him that inspire him to want to fight, but we'll figure it out.
He keeps saying he doesn't want Aspinall.
Aspinall need that fight. I don't need it. When you look at it, pretty much true. There's nothing that he's going to make winning that fight if it's not money. But for Aspinall, that will be everything.
Would you rather see him face Aspinall or would you rather see him face Pereira?
Aspinall will be a more challenging fight because Aspinall respond to a ground game better than Pereira. Aspinall will respond better in wrestling than Pereira. He can do whatever he wants.
With Aspinall confirming he has a fight date locked in, speculation is running wild about his opponent. Given that Ngannou is with the PFL and Jones appears to be far from training camp, many believe the only logical name left is former interim champion, Cyril Gane. The debate has drawn strong opinions from other figures in the sport, with one commentator channeling Daniel Cormier's mentality, stating that a true champion would have already fought all the top names without hesitation.
He said if I was the heavyweight champion, if I was still fighting, I was the heavyweight champion, I'd have already fought Tom Aspinall. I'd have already fought Francis Ngannou. I'd have already rematched Jon Jones. He said if Jon Jones leaves right now, he does not retire, he quits. And that was a powerful statement. That kept me up at night. I'm playing this through. This is on ESPN where we're doing Good Guy, Bad Guy. Thank you for watching. And it was a powerful statement because of who it came from. And he's telling the truth. I watched him do it in his amateur wrestling career. Daniel would have already fought those guys. There would not have been a negotiation. He'd have been asking for him.
There's one guy who could mimic a Jon Jones on the feet. It's Rieger Verhoeven.
He's going to wipe the floor. He's going to wipe the floor with Jon Jones.
You believe
Jon Jones 100%. Doesn't have a chance versus Tom Aspinall. Mark my words. Tom Aspinall is a freaking monster.
I love it.
On his feet and on the ground. So, and I truly believe that Jon Jones has never faced somebody that is that good on his feet. On the ground, he's faced some guys that are pretty good, but on his feet, I think Tom is, I don't know. He would even do good in the kickboxing ring. He would be a top competitor for to fight me as well.
Do you think they're going to do Gane and Aspinall next? Because that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I heard they're doing I don't know if I heard this from you or my homie Archie, that they're doing a card in France in August.
That is happening. I think the card in
but
Paris.
That would be weird if I'm Tom. I'm like, yo, I'm not going to France to defend my belt. But maybe he does, because Tom just seems like he just wants to fight. Oh, I get that.
Yeah. Well, it's also shorter for Tom too, right? If he is fighting in Paris, right, as opposed to him fighting in the States. So maybe there's some incentive there. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I agree with you. He should be fighting in the U.S.
For a moment, it seemed like the fight was secretly confirmed. Behind-the-scenes hints from both camps led fans to believe an announcement was imminent. Jon Jones himself added to this with a cryptic statement, implying that things were happening, but he couldn't speak on it.
Jon Jones has basically confirmed that he actually is indeed fighting Tom Aspinall.
When are you fighting Tom?
The UFC, and Tom, we all got a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. They're one of the biggest organizations in sports. And right now, Tom and I have agreed to wait for the UFC to make their announcements. So I legally can't really talk about
it. Let me know what you think in the comments to this.
But the optimism quickly turned to panic. When Tom Aspinall recently declared that Jon Jones was retired, many fans initially dismissed it as sarcasm or a tactic to apply pressure. Now, looking back, there's a growing fear he may have been telling the literal truth.
Nah, man, Jon's retired. What are we talking about, guys? This is, Jon, you guys don't follow Jon on social media?
I don't follow him on social media. He said that...
No, me too, actually. Me too, but the guy is living his best life. He's had a fantastic career, we all know. We know Jon's a religious man, so I want to say God bless him moving forward in what he does with his life and his career. And, you know, we move on. We move on. I'm the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I'm ready to take on all comers, get this division moving again. Us guys have been waiting around too long. You know, the contenders are getting sick of it. Everybody's getting sick of it. Even the fans are getting sick of this stuff. So Jon's retired, and it's time that we move on.
If Jones has indeed decided to walk away, it would be a devastating blow for Tom Aspinall. He has done everything right, beating top contenders, winning the interim belt, and staying ready. To have it all lead to nothing would be a massive career disappointment. Aspinall recently explained that he only defended the interim title once for very specific reasons, to avenge his injury loss to Curtis Blades and to fight in his hometown of Manchester.
Of each division. I defended the interim once already. It's almost unheard of that. It's unprecedented. I thought it was silly the first time, to be honest. The reason that I did it, the first time I fought Curtis Blades, it went down as a loss. I got injured. The worst moment of my career, one of the worst moments of my life. I wanted to redeem myself and get the legit victory against Curtis Blades because it was unfinished business. Like, that was hurting my ego, and I wanted to prove that I was better than Blades, which I did in the rematch, and I defended the interim. Something else, that particular fight was in Manchester, in my hometown. I wanted to fight in my hometown. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that again in front of a sold-out, brand-new Co-op Live arena in Manchester, England. I don't know if I'm ever going to have the opportunity to do that again. So for them two reasons, that's why I defended the interim. I'm not doing it again. Like, I've cleared out the rest of the division, undisputed, and that's it. I deserve a shot at being known as the best heavyweight walking around on planet Earth. It doesn't matter on the opponent. Undisputed next.
Jon Jones.
Oh yeah. That old one, living his best life, mate, isn't he, in Thailand? So everybody reaches a sell-by date, don't they? Everybody's got a time limit. He's reached it, and we move on.
I reckon anyone else in that position would have been stripped. I was talking to Adam Cattle about it the other week.
Yeah, seen it.
He should be stripped now.
It obviously was a bit annoying at the time, but it's all in the past now. We're moving forward. Everything's good. We can get fighting again, and I just want to get fighting, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Must be fucking sick of getting asked about that, you know.
It's not the best. You know what? It's better now because I do know what's going on a little bit, and I am going to fight soon, so that's nice. But for like the last kind of 6 months, I've just not known what's going on. Do you know what the worst bit is? Is like, you know this yourself. It's like money, fame, titles, rankings, all that aside, I just love fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
I just like fighting people. That's what I got into it for. I didn't get into it for anything else. All the other stuff is just like nice to have on top. I want to be the best fighter I can be. I love it. I'm in the gym every day. I just want to fight. That's been taken away from me for like nearly a year now, and that's got nothing to do with me, which is, it's a bit frustrating to be honest, but we are nearly over it now, which is good.
The fact he's not stepping up and fighting yet, he's let the whole MMA fan base down.
I couldn't have somebody else saying that they're going to beat me and not at least fight them. And then if I lose, at least I tried my best.
And it's even more in that case when you're the reigning heavyweight champion of the world and you've got someone holding.
It is crazy.
Heavyweight
it is a
championship
crazy situation, but there's a lot of politics, isn't there, in the UFC at the top levels, and it's just like out of my hands, so there's nothing I can really do about it.
The saga has led to a major debate. On one hand, many believe Jones is simply protecting his legacy. After a long and dominant career, he's a legend who has earned the right to retire on his own terms. His own language seems to support this, framing a fight with Aspinall not as a duty, but as an unnecessary risk.
Just look at the language Jones has been using from day one about Tom Aspinall. Why would I gamble my legacy on someone like him? Jon Jones, gamble. You win every fight, don't you? You're guaranteed to win every fight. You can beat anyone. Every fight, if you're the best fighting the best, is a bit of a gamble. But you're the heavyweight champion of the world. You're supposed to go on and do that. I've never ever known a champion who tells everyone how great they are and yet doesn't want to fight the best challenger. I tell a lie, actually, I do remember one time, Tyson Fury, when he did not want to fight Alexander Usyk. Oh, he's not a big enough name. Oh, and he made all the excuses in the world. And guess what? Usyk beat him twice. And this is exactly why Jon Jones doesn't want to take that fight, because he can see what the fuck is on the way. Jones spent the majority of his career as a heavyweight, boiling down to light heavyweight, beating guys who are actually middleweight.
And I know what you're going to say, Jon Jones is retired. Yeah. But if he never steps into the cage with you and you two never fight, what do you think that does for his legacy, but also for your legacy? Is it possible for you to be the best and be the greatest without beating him?
That's someone else's opinion, to be honest. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm not really thinking about that too much, to be honest.
So it doesn't, that sort of stuff doesn't bother you, as long as you're fighting the people
I
that
can
are
only
in front of you.
I can only control what I can control. The other stuff is to do with other people.
What do you think the UFC should do? Should they strip Jon Jones and let the division move on, or has he earned the right to retire on his own terms? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more MMA analysis.